Welcome back to Python tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to go over the methods and documentation, right? So before we continue, I want to say congratulations for coming this far. Learning a programming language is not easy, but as long as you're focused, you always achieve the best. So now let's continue. So now, what are methods in Python? So a method is a function that belongs to an object. All right, that is to say that it is a function that belongs to a particular object, right? So now in Python, the term method is not unique to class instances. Other object types can have methods as well. For example, list objects have methods called the append, remove, sort, and so on, of course. So now let's explore the list method. So let's say my list, yes, my list, and I say I create a list. Of course, with the square bracket, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. All right. So now I run these and I call my list. And of course, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I want to look at the methods that are available to this particular Python object, which is a list. Then note that when I say type and I say list, it says list, right? Of course. So now I want to know the methods that are available here. So what I have to do is I say my list and I say dot, and then you say the tab, right? The tab key. And of course you have the append, the clear, the copy, the count, the extend, the text, and so on. All right, so let's quickly use the ones that we have used before, and we'll say the append method, right? Then we'll say append 6 and I run. Then I call on my list, and of course I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So now let's use the pop method. I say pop and I run. Of course it pops out the last one, right? So this is actually how the Python methods actually work. So this .pop and .append are Python built-in methods, right? So now let's say we want to use a method but we have not used it before, and we say dot, then the tab key, and then let's say let's use the reverse, for example, right? Now we have not actually used this reverse and I don't know what it means and I don't know how to use it. So all I have to do is ask for help, and in Jupyter Notebook you can ask for help, and one of the ways you can do that is shift and tab, right? And of course it says that signature my list or reverse in place. It's telling you that this is an in place method, right? So now if you don't want to use the keyboard shortcut, all you have to do is put this in a bracket and ask for help in a proper way, help, and then you run, and of course it comes out like this. All right, so now it says an in place method, right? So let's say my list dot hit the tab key and we are looking at the reverse. All right, so now the reverse, then I run, then when I call my list, and of course you see it starts with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it actually reverses our list for us. This is actually good. And we can do something else. We can do is this my list, and we'll say my list, and now we sort it and we'll say dot sort, yeah, and we'll have my column my list. Of course it's being sorted back in ascending order, of course. All right, so now let's get into Python documentation, right? So I would like to tell you that documentation is actually a very good place to start. When after watching a YouTube video like this one and things are not quite clear, you can actually look into documentation, right? So this is a Python documentation, the original Python documentation, right? So you can come here and you can see Python 3.1 and see what is new. And then you come over here, it's a release date, editor, and all of that. Then you can see all of these features that are available. Yeah. Then you can come over here and look for tutorial. You can start here, and start learning everything you need to learn, everything, and you just learn. So what can we learn? Let's look for something. okay, let's say if statement, right? And of course, you say perhaps the most well-known statement type is the if statement, for example. And of course, you have this example and it is well explained for you. All right, so let us look at something which is called library references. Yeah, let's look at the reference. So now we have come here, look at everything that is available, basically everything that we have learned. So you can see built-in types, the truth value, Boolean operation, comparison, numeric types, iterator types, then sequence type, which is the list and the tuples, then and range, right? So let's come here, and of course we'll see all of these resources available to us. So now we'll say as you can see, say x and s, that is true if an item of s is equal to x, else false, right? Then of course you can see a lot of things. Then for example, there they say why the in and not in operations are used only for simple containment testing in general case. Some specialized sequences such as the str, which is string, byte and byte array, also use them for sequence testing. Then you can say GG, right, in X, true, of course, right? So this is actually all I want to show you about in this tutorial, in this very video. So in the next one, we'll go into functions, and we'll talk about functions for a while because it is very essential in Python. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.